Hampshire Tech Alliance, and we are really excited to bring the 16th annual Product of the Year competition online for all to see globally. Product of the Year is one of our signature events showcasing innovation based here in the great state of New Hampshire. Last year we had over 5,500 viewers turned out for the breast cancer locator from Carn Surgical be named the 2021 Product of the Year winner. Viewers tuned in from 23 states, 25% were international. It's unbelievable. That product was invented by Rick Barth and Keith Paulson from Dartmouth Health, just 1 hour drive away from where we're filming here today. That's the best part of being an innovator here in New Hampshire. Our state is small in size, but big in connectivity. It's easy for us to connect with startup founders, investors, legislatures, and other tech professionals here in the state. Whether you work for a company based here in New Hampshire or fully remote, it's easy to be engaged, grow your network, and thrive in the tech industry here. Not to mention, once the weekend's over and it's time to hit the White Mountains or the ocean or go out in the night in Boston, you can do that here from New Hampshire. You can easily have it all in New Hampshire, and that's just what we love about our passion here at the Alliance. Connecting and growing the tech industry in New Hampshire. That's our #1 focus. So whether you are watching today from New Hampshire, California, Massachusetts, or the UK, we invite you to check out what New Hampshire has to offer. We know you won't regret it. Now let's talk about the companies you'll hear from today. The 5 finalists will compete for Product of the Year, representing solutions for a wide variety of industries, including insurance, medical, semiconductor, construction, and even the pest control industry. There's no limit to what problems technology and innovation can solve here in New Hampshire. These are just a small fraction of innovative solutions that have come out of New Hampshire, and perhaps those that you might be watching online might be the next innovator to come from New Hampshire specifically. The New Hampshire Tech Alliance is committed to fostering innovation, and it's leading the effort to build a vibrant ecosystem for its members and member companies. Primarily, private funding supports hundreds of New Hampshire companies across thousands of employees here in the state. So please visit our website if you'd like to become a member, a sponsor, a volunteer with the New Hampshire Tech Alliance. We're always looking for talent. I want to thank Lisa and the New Hampshire Tech Alliance staff for another successful event today, and I hope you enjoy learning more about these 5 products during our program. Thank you, everybody. With that, I'll turn it over to Julie Demers, the Executive Director here at the Alliance.
Thank you, Gary. We would like to take a moment to thank our sponsors that made this event possible tonight. The majority of these companies are also tech ecosystem partners, which means they support the Alliance's work year-round. These companies help us create a vibrant tech ecosystem in New Hampshire by driving the programs, events, and initiatives of the Alliance through their vision and their financial support. Our work is not possible without these partners, and we'd like to thank them for their commitment to the tech community in New Hampshire. We'd like to take a minute to share a quick video from our presenting sponsor, Big Network, and a message from their president and CEO, Tom Daly.
This is Big Network explained in just a few moments. We're a cloud networking platform that securely connects people, places, clouds, and their devices anywhere in the world. This means you can connect your office, your home, your remote worker, your clouds, and your data centers as though they share a logical Ethernet connection. We deploy big edge gateways to transform traditional Ethernet networks into cloud networks, with a cloud orchestrated platform designed to make the network work for you, not against you. That's Big Network.
Thanks, Julie. I'm Tom Daly with Big Network. We're thrilled to be this year's presenting sponsor for the Tech Alliance's Product of the Year competition. At Big Network, we build software and hardware that connects people, places, devices, and clouds anywhere and everywhere safely and securely via the internet. Our software enables businesses to deploy composable and elastic global networks that can be designed and redesigned on the fly to meet innovation, development, and security needs. And just as Big Network connects an ecosystem of people and their devices together, the Tech Alliance connects businesses, government, and the workforce to one another, so that way we continue to build a vibrant technology ecosystem in our beloved state. We wish each of the Product of the Year finalists good luck in their presentations today. And as you know, the audience will be leaning on you shortly to vote for your favorite in just a little bit of time. So listen to the presentations. Along with Big Network, there's a cast of sponsors supporting the tech ecosystem today. So let's go back to Julie and hear a bit more about them.
Thanks, Tom. I'm now thrilled to recognize the rest of our sponsors. Our partner-level sponsors of this event are Dartmouth Health and Cook Little. The champion-level sponsors are Cross Insurance, M&T Bank, Hypertherm, Orbit Group, Alexander Technology Group, Whipfly, She & Finney, the Hanover Insurance Group, and Army. You'll see on the screen our other sponsors. This event is not possible without these companies, and we are so grateful for their support. I also want to take a moment to thank our board of directors. The Alliance Board is not only responsible for setting and directing the long-term vision and strategy for the Alliance, but they also commit to taking on leadership roles on Alliance committees. It is their vision, energy, guidance, and commitment to tech in New Hampshire that truly drives this organization. Please give a round of applause from wherever you are, whether the viewing party or your own home, for our sponsors and our board. The studio we are filming in is run by Events United at the Studio Lab in Derry. We're lucky to have this state-of-the-art facility in New Hampshire. The talented staff and cutting-edge equipment have allowed companies all across New Hampshire and nationwide to host premium-level virtual and hybrid events. We would like to thank them for partnering with us again this year on this event, and we will watch a short video from their team. And then, the moment you've all been waiting for, Lisa King, Product of the Year Committee Co-Chair and Senior Account Executive at Cross Insurance, will be your MC, and she will kick off the 2022 Product of the Year.
I have a wonderful electronic invention I want you to see. It looks something like this.
Good afternoon. As Julie mentioned, my name is Lisa King. I've been volunteering within the Alliance for the past 21 years. And within that time frame, I've been involved with the Product of the Year Committee since the inception of the program in 2006. Just about every product that has ever applied for POI has come across my desk, and I can honestly attest that we have some of the most amazing products to show you today. For the second year in a row, people are watching from all over the world, tuning in from their homes, offices, or at the live watch party at Tupelo Music Hall, with a chance to cast their vote for Product of the Year 2022. As you are watching, please remember that this event is live and anything could happen. All right, so before I dive into the details of today's event, I do want to take this opportunity to recognize the Product of the Year Committee. An event like this takes a lot of planning, and I want to personally recognize my employer, Cross Insurance. Cross supports the innovation in our state while supporting community involvement and employee volunteerism. So thank you, Cross. In addition to Cross Insurance, you can see the committee members and their respective companies on the screen who have dedicated their time each month to make this event possible. If you see them out in the community or at the viewing party, please, please, please thank them for all their hard work and dedication. Ask them what inspires them about supporting innovation and why are they involved with the New Hampshire Tech Alliance. On the same note, I also want to take a moment to thank our judges. We have selected judges who represent different industry sectors as follows. Tom Daly, representing software, Jeremy Stanizzi, representing finance, Adam Jacobs within life sciences and engineering, Peter Antoinette within manufacturing, and finally, Mike Cody, representing public relations. In conjunction with each other, this committee and panel of judges have brought together 5 amazing products for your viewing pleasure. Although I am not a judge, I strongly feel that these 5 finalists are all winners in my book. Their products are not competing with each other in the marketplace, and they all serve a very different purpose. The finalists have made it this far in the competition, and they are ready to share with you how they are changing the world. So, how did we get to this point today? Well, the journey of these 5 finalists, and possibly your company next year, all begin with a brief application, which can be found on the New Hampshire Tech Alliance's website. Applicants are reviewed and qualified by our judges and narrowed down to a selection of 9 semifinalists. Those semifinalists then provide the judges a 25-minute, in-depth presentation of their product and technology. The judges are then tasked with narrowing down that group to the 5 finalists you'll hear from today. Our finalists are then given the opportunity to participate in Pitch Camp, where they present their products to each other, in addition to Rita Toth and Julie Glossner from New Hampshire's SBDC. This is where they receive valuable advice, feedback, and support on how to refine their pitch to you. So we can all both thank Rita and Julie on this effort. The Alliance's criteria for this award include 3 simple concepts. First, the products must have been developed in New Hampshire. Next, products must fall into the broad category of technology. And finally, products must have been newly released or significantly updated within the last 12 months. Today's goal is to have each of you gain more insight about these products and then contribute to the final award outcome. The way this will work is that each of our finalists will have no more than 7 minutes to present their product to you. At the conclusion of all of the presentations, you will be able to cast your vote on your phone or computer through Poll Everywhere, which is an online voting platform. The audience vote will be combined with the already determined judges' score to calculate the final winner, who will be awarded live on stage today. Details with how to vote will be displayed after all of the presentations. Now, with the help of our sponsors, I am pleased to introduce to you our 5 finalists who will be competing for this year's top award. In an order that was randomly selected, I invite Drew Motter from Mikros Technologies to kick us off with the TU3.
Hi, my name is Drew Motter, Vice President at Mikros Technologies, and it is my privilege to present to you our finalist for Product of the Year, the TU3, a computer chip thermal tester that's helping to unlock the global semiconductor supply chain. First, who's Mikros Technologies? Well, Mikros designs and manufactures high-performance liquid cooling systems for data centers, artificial intelligence systems, electric vehicles, lasers, and a host of other high-power applications, including, as we'll see, semiconductor testing. We were founded in 1991 by Dr. Javier Valenzuela from a project to design a cooling system for the space station with NASA Johnson Space Center. We have a strong team of amazing engineers, precision machinists, and technicians in Claremont, New Hampshire, who I'm very, very honored to work with every day. We optimize our patented microchannel liquid cooling designs to manufacture thermal management solutions for some of the hottest companies in technology today. And we're proud to do it from all right here in the Granite State. Now, the TU3 addresses really a critical issue today, and that is that in our data-driven world, we increasingly rely on more and more powerful computing systems to power our daily lives. And the chips that empower those systems are made with smaller and smaller transistors, packed into tighter and tighter spaces that emit more and more waste heat as they do their digital work. In fact, the chips coming out in the next few years are slated to give off as much as 1 to 2 kilowatts of power in a few square inches. If you're not an engineer, just know that that is a whole lot of heat in a very small space. And it's actually very hard to get that heat away from the chip. So with hotter chips going into everything we use, with a global supply chain for manufacturing of semiconductors cramped over the past few years that we've heard, and with the geopolitics that we see in our global headlines, we realize that chip manufacturing is actually not only a major technology issue for our country, but also a national security issue, as evidenced by the passing of the CHIPS Act by the Biden administration this year. But what you may not know about computer chips is that every one of them, whether it goes into a data center or a fighter jet or a car or your phone or your dishwasher, is tested at thermal extremes. It's tested at temperature extremes to make sure that it can operate in any environment. An automaker, for instance, needs to know that your car is going to start and it's going to take you safely home if you are starting it in a parking lot in Manchester, New Hampshire in January, or a parking lot in Phoenix, Arizona in August. So each chip is thermally tested, which means that it's first heated up to a very, very high temperature, almost the boiling point of water. And then, once it's hot, it's run with a stress test computer program that creates even more heat on that hot chip. More heat on that hot chip, and each chip that's coming out in these iterations is hotter and hotter every release cycle. So in 2019, AMD, a global leader in advanced semiconductors in Austin, Texas, called Mikros with a problem. their thermal testers for their chips were failing good parts and threatening to pause and cripple their production because they weren't able to test their parts at their test temperatures. You can see here in the red circle, this is data from the floor showing that this thermal tester was failing a good part because of thermal runaway. The chip was good, it just got too hot, and the tester couldn't handle it. So Mikros' answer to this is the TU3. Over the next 3 years, we combined our patented high-efficiency liquid cooling with advanced heating and fluid controls to essentially provide a turbocharger for AMD's existing chip testing equipment. In data from AMD's test floor, you can see here in the yellow box that the TU3 outperforms other leading chip testers in terms of total watts of cooling capacity, the amount of heat that it can extract as a whole, which is the dark blue line. But then also the light blue line is the amount of heat per unit area. That's called heat flux. That's also an important metric in thermal management. In addition, here you can see in the yellow box and the blue line at the top, it shows how the TU3 controls the temperature of these next-gen chips with exquisitely tight precision. That's that dark blue line. While AMD subjects those chips to the high powers of their stress test, that light blue line at the bottom. This tight thermal control provided by the TU3 was actually better than they had seen with any of their previous equipment on these chips. So what is under the hood on the TU3? Well, the TU3 incorporates several important product innovations. First, full mechanical gimbling. The TU3 has 6 degrees of freedom, X, Y, and Z, pitch, roll, and yaw, to make sure that it mates perfectly to the computer chip that's actually under a microscope, never really flat. So in order to have good thermal contact, you have to be able to meet it where it is. We have hot swappable cold plates so that when the new chip comes out every 12 months, the client doesn't need to buy a whole new TU3. They can just buy that green portion at the top of the slide or this portion in my hand, swapping just the cold plate that matches the semiconductor. We have precision valves that minimize the effects of fluid inertia, and we have onboard controls that provide lightning fast response during the dynamics of this computer chip stress test, when AMD and other manufacturers turn those chips up to 11, shall we say. Finally, what would the impacts of the TU3 be for Mikros and for the chip manufacturing industry overall? We believe certainly more efficient chip production, because we're allowing manufacturers like AMD to see their higher yields and faster throughput on these increasingly hotter and hotter chips. We see wider adoption in what is actually a $10 billion semiconductor testing market, with strong growth projected over the next decade. We see customization to other testers and other manufacturers because the thermal and fluid technology in the TU3 is adaptable to many other form factors. We have a capital expenditure savings for our clients because right now, the only thing that these manufacturers can do is buy a new machine for $500,000, or they can buy a TU3 for $25,000 and extend the life of their capital equipment. That's a pretty easy math problem for the finance people to solve. Finally, we are proud to support local businesses. We support 5 to 10 local New England suppliers for a host of components that go in to make this product. I am so proud of the TU3 team at Mikros that's making this product today and every day. We are so thankful for our partners at AMD, and we are very proud to be empowering innovation from our side of the state in Claremont, New Hampshire. We look forward to big things to come. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Drew. Our next finalist we will hear from is Azmat Khan, Chief Operating Officer at Skyhawk, to tell you about the Skyhawk Hub, Sensor, and Minisensor.
Hi, thank you, Julie. My name is Azmat Khan. I'm the COO of the Skyhawk Remote Monitoring Solutions business at Pika. Thank you for the New Hampshire Tech Alliance for selecting Skyhawk as a semifinalist. We really appreciate the opportunity, and we're honored. Skyhawk was designed in and is manufactured just down the road, right here in Derry, New Hampshire. Skyhawk is an IoT platform built from the ground up, from devices to the cloud stack. Our devices require neither Wi-Fi nor electrical outlets to operate, and they last over a year on battery life. Rich Chevalo founded the Skyhawk business based on his vision for IoT about 5 years ago. Rich is the CEO for Pika. He put together a highly experienced team that has delivered products in multiple industries previously. We threw this technology at an old problem. as long as humans have settled in communities, rodents and nuisance wildlife has been a problem. You can use rodenticide to kill these things. However, that's harmful to pets, children, and adults alike. And there is a lot of regulatory pressure to reduce the use of rodenticide across the board. The EU has already banned it. California has curtailed its use severely. Massachusetts is following suit soon, and we expect that other states will follow too. The safer alternative is to capture the wildlife or rodent and remove it. There are thousands of businesses in the United States that provide pest control services. All use traps to remediate rodent or wildlife control problems. 100 million plus structures that need to be serviced. It's a labor-intensive business, setting traps and then going back to check the traps. Our products reduce that extreme inefficiency of manually checking millions of traps and usually finding out that most of them are empty. Our first remote monitoring product for this industry was the Kiwi, introduced in 2019. Again, it did not need Wi-Fi, it did not need AC power, and had long battery life with AA batteries. The Kiwi won NUCOA's Innovation Award that year. It's a very good product for single to 3 trap applications. We took our success and learnings to our latest product line. And we applied our know-how to even a bigger problem. So how do you monitor hundreds of traps at a site? And we introduced the Skyhawk hub and sensor solution right here. It provides high reliability trigger alerts and self-monitors. Now you only need to check the traps that actually have a trigger. It delivers significant productivity improvement combined with our app. And our app allows pest control technicians to deploy the sensors easily and get alerts nearly instantaneously on their smartphones. Accurate alerts are very important to this industry because particularly in the case of wildlife, there are regulations that require removal of the animal within 24 hours, and there are penalties if you don't get it out of there. We also have a web portal that can aggregate monitoring for very large pest control operators. The Skyhawk hub and sensor solution is a greener alternative because it can enable reducing the use of rodenticide. It enables dramatic cost reduction for our pest control businesses. Technicians can now focus on just checking the traps that actually have a catch and avoid wasting their time on empty traps. We have a customer in Indiana who has reduced his operational cost for his fleet by 20% because his technicians don't have to drive 45 miles to go clear empty traps. We have a customer in New York who's increased the number of end customers he serves with the same amount of headcount. So he's holding his cost steady and increasing revenue. We ask for your vote as the Innovator of the Year because we're bringing new efficiencies to a very old and established industry. And we're providing them dramatic cost improvements in their business performance. Thank you.
Thank you, Asmat. I'm now joined by Emily Peniskovic, corporate attorney at Cook Little, to introduce to you our next finalist.
Cook Little is proud to sponsor this year's Product of the Year event. This event highlights the innovation, creativity, and vibrancy of New Hampshire's tech sector. As business attorneys, we're fortunate to be able to work with these types of companies and see the impact that they have on New Hampshire's economy. Now on to the next finalist. I'd like to introduce Shelley Burnett, CEO at Coreflex Global, to present the Solar OA knee brace.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Shelley Barnett, CEO at Coreflex Global, as you just heard, and I'm here to introduce our new innovative technology called the Solar OA knee brace. Why are we so excited about this type of technology? Because it's going to be a game changer in the orthopedic industry. How is it going to be a game changer? Due to chronic pain. Chronic pain is something that people, most of us, will experience in our lifetime, and we commonly already know someone who is currently. With that kind of pain, you wind up missing important events in your life, along with things that you care about. Simple things like going for a walk, taking a break with a friend, sitting down, even golfing, skiing, or going back to work. But the right brace can change that for you. The right brace and the right fit can put you in a position of either eliminating completely or at least managing that pain, where you're able to rejoin life and the events that you care about. Let's talk a little bit about osteoarthritis. It's also called OA. Osteoarthritis is the #1 form of arthritis, with over 33 million people in the US alone currently diagnosed and impacted by it. Osteoarthritis happens when there is the wearing of the cartilage in your knee joint, and it causes bone-on-bone rubbing. And that rubbing just sounds painful. When that happens, it, again, removes you from life's activities. The best treatment for osteoarthritis is a custom-fit brace. Custom-fit brace can be worn with or without surgery. What happens is, in the treatment plan, you are looked at from the doctor's perspective, diagnosed, and then sent to either receive a custom brace or not. Typically, with osteoarthritis, you do have a custom brace. That custom brace comes from various different locations. The impact that custom bracing has on the healthcare industry, however, has changed quite a bit. As you know, the COVID has impacted the healthcare system. In fact, 1 in 5 healthcare professionals has currently left the system as of 2020. That means less care, fewer available appointments, and at this point, a customer or a patient could be traveling to their doctor multiple times throughout their treatment, and it could take several weeks, if not months, to get a custom brace made. In this case, though, we have designed a solution and a technology where you simply go into your doctor, you get diagnosed, treated, and fit with your brace in one single visit. That is incredibly important, as no one wants to wait for pain relief. Greater patient compliance as well. Patients will not wear a brace if it's not comfortable, if it's migrating down their leg, or if they're just simply not feeling that it's helping them at all. Today's day and age, custom fit means that we can take this technology, take the anatomy of the patient and what they need for comfort and support, and make it appropriate for their position. Now we're going to hear from Steve, who is the Director of R&D, and he's going to tell us more about the brace.
Hi, my name is Steve Santinella. I'm the Director of New Product Development at Coreflex Global. Now I'm going to show you how the Solar OA knee brace technology works. Once the brace is secured and properly fitted to the patient's knee, we can begin the curing process. The fluid resin allows for flexibility and perfect contouring. As the UV light is engaged, the reaction of the polymer begins taking the cuff from a flexible, shapeable material to a hardened state equivalent to the strength of a construction helmet. After the 90-second UV light bath, the brace is now custom molded to the shape of the patient's natural anatomy for a true individualized fit. The malleable stainless steel uprights and hinge further eliminate migration and provides the perfect amount of support. The patient feels better because this is a unique fit for them. Now let's go back to Shelley, and she can show how we plan to apply this innovative technology to the rest of our product line moving forward.
Thank you, Steve. That's impressive, and we're excited to introduce this new technology to everyone. With this technology, it's just the beginning. As we look forward, we're going to address other parts of the body that have chronic pain, such as your back, your shoulder, your hip, and your ankle. We have a variety of products already out there, but with this technology, we can apply that same solution of individualized, fast-fitting, one-visit solution. At Coreflex Global, our goal is to get you back enjoying life today, not months from now. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Shelley, for
On to our next finalist, we would like to thank Dartmouth Health for their support of this event and for the New Hampshire Tech Alliance. We'll take a brief moment to hear their message, and when we return, Keith Paulson, one of the inventors of the breast cancer locator, which, by the way, was last year's Product of the Year award winner, will introduce our next finalist.
What you love is what matters most. And you can do more of what you love when you're cared for by people who stand among the nation's best. People who break boundaries and push medicine to new heights. Who go the distance to care for you like neighbors, because they are neighbors. And this kind of world-class care is right here, close to home. Dartmouth Health, the best, where it matters most.
Thank you, Lisa. I'm so delighted to be here today as a partner of New Hampshire Tech Alliance and to recognize all of the fantastic finalists for the New Hampshire Product of the Year for 2022. Congratulations to you all. I'm very impressed. I'm honored to be one of the co-founders of Coreflex Surgical, as was mentioned, who developed the breast cancer locator that won last year. We got a big boost from it. The breast cancer locator provides surgeons with a 3D printed custom device and an interactive MRI-derived visualization of the model of the tumor for guiding tumor shape, size, and location so surgeons can accurately resect breast cancers. It's designed to enable surgeons to be more precise and more successful, completely removing the disease without repeat surgeries, which is a benefit to all payers, patients, and providers. I'm also here representing Dartmouth Health. We just heard about their sponsorship, and the Dartmouth Cancer Center. I'm proud to say research and innovation have been a part of our fabric for a long time. As one of the 3 National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer centers in New England, we work really hard to maintain the highest standards in research and scientific evidence, along with our world-class patient care. The Cancer Center is a global leader in cancer prevention and control research, and I'm a testament to that, and so is Coreflex Surgical, which came out of that ecosystem. Our scientists are developing new drugs to stop cancers, incorporate imaging, radiology, biophysics, engineering approaches to develop new diagnostic and treatment strategies that will benefit human health. We wholly support and encourage the exchange of ideas, the interdisciplinary collaboration, and acceleration of progress represented here today. And now, for Product of the Year finalists, I'd like to introduce David Sist from Geophysical Survey Systems, presenting their innovative Pavescan MDM. David?
Thank you. Are we ready? Thank you. I'm grateful to be asked to present for Product of the Year. David Sist, Vice President of Technology at GSSI. I love talking about what we make and about all the amazing things people find underground with our high-tech radars, like lost cities and ancient infrastructures. I love talking about all the lives we've saved with our search and rescue tool, and about the cutting-edge innovations we've made with autonomous navigation, keeping cars in their lanes. But when I start talking about asphalt compaction mapping, people's eyes glaze over, and I get it. It's not a hot topic. It's not about ancient cities or rescuing people from death or autonomous navigation. Heck, it doesn't even solve global warming. Yet in my 26 years at GSSI, Pavescan is the most exciting suite of tools we have invented so far. Here's why Pavescan's mixed design module is actually about all the things I just mentioned. Here in New England, we navigate around these things all the time. It takes years for tiny cracks to grow into huge potholes like this one. But in fact, research has shown that potholes usually get started even during the paving process when poorly compacted asphalt starts letting moisture in, which makes sense. But maintaining infrastructure is expensive. The US spends $200 billion a year on new asphalt roads, and our $2.5 trillion backlog grows when roads supposed to last 10 years only make it to 5. But what if a 10-year road could instead last 15 or 20 years? What impact would that have on New Hampshire, for example? Well, New Hampshire's $400 million paving budget would last twice longer. What could New Hampshire do with $400 million a year? What could the US do with $200 billion a year? What if a technology existed that could double roads like everywhere, globally? Would it be a game changer? Would it be worth New Hampshire's Product of the Year? Before pitching the solution, let's understand the problem. Everybody knows paving's simple, right? You take asphalt from a plant, you dump it in a truck, the truck dumps it in a paver, the paver smears it on the road, and the rollers roll it out while everybody stands around watching. Actually, it's not simple at all. For starters, there are over 3,000 stone quarries in the US, each making unique stones with a unique mix that require good compaction uniquely. Add to that hundreds of things that can go wrong, like in the plant, a slow conveyor belt or a rainstorm, uneven heating, they can all affect the mix. And then the mix can get cold due to a truck in a traffic jam, or wherever trucks, whenever they don't arrive regularly, or when equipment fails, the paving train stops, and then the mix sits there getting even colder, which makes it harder to roll and to roll out. These regular occurrences affect longevity and conspire to create our potholes. The fact is, paving is hard. It's hard because process control is archaic. Pave it black and don't look back is the going joke. But for many contractors, that's sometimes the best they can do, especially when things start going wrong. Asphalt density is the key, the big key to longevity. States pay bonuses for it because their research has shown that each 1% density increase adds 15% to the life of the road. Simply going from 89% to 94% dense can double the life of the road. So why don't they just do that? Well, because until we've invented our Pavescan mix design module, everyone is basically paving blind, and you can't fix what you can't see. Here's why the mix design module is so helpful. These lab samples get created daily in plants and need about an hour of testing so that trucks can load up with a mix. Adding a mix design module test to these samples gives contractors 3 new keys to making better roads. Key number 1, the MDM needs only 4 minutes to track even subtle changes to the mix. So before big expensive mistakes get made, the lab can immediately flag any issues with the asphalt batch and then stop the silos and trucks from getting loaded with bad mix. Better yet, the MDM can quickly troubleshoot or isolate the problem. Which parts of the mix need tweaking? Key number 2, MDM's accuracy and tamper-proof reliability means that the old and destructive testing method of poking holes in the new road can finally get retired. Although testing cores is still the standard, several DOTs assert that the MDM makes coring obsolete. Despite coring's many shortcomings, this last one's the biggie. Some 130 construction workers die each year paving in the US, with coring being by far the most dangerous task. And I have yet to meet a coring operator who couldn't tell me a near-death experience. Key number 3, accurate maps can finally be made in real time. Here's why that's important. Follow the dotted yellow line here. You see the orange truck and the white paver and the rollers trying to keep up. Roller operators like this guy can't always tell when the mix changed or see cold spots. It's basically impossible for them to compact uniformly without getting a better picture of what happened. That's why we invented a better picture of what happened. Our Pavescan map, for the first time in paving history, now makes it possible to see compaction. Here, green is good, which might last 15 or 20 years, and blue is bad, which might last 5 or 10. This amazing map, created right at the end of the job, changes the game for DOTs and owners of parking lots like this one who want to assure job quality. However, contractors want to control job quality. They need our compaction information during the job in real time if they're going to turn blue into green. The MDM enables all this by using these lab samples to calibrate all our Pavescan sensors over here before the job starts. For example, now a Pavescan attached under a roller gives Juan here all the density and temperature data he needs to make real-time decisions. He can now keep rolling until all the blue turns green. And at last, contractors can control density, then confidently report these maps to owners who will happily pay for jobs that last years longer. It's a win for everyone, including Mother Earth. Many scientists have studied the global warming impact of paving new roads. When we repair and patch half as often, we cut in half associated global warming effects by doubling the sustainability of the Earth's roads. And finally, thanks to MDM, these accurate real-time maps provide the missing keys that companies like John Deere and Caterpillar need to unlock autonomous paving. Our density maps will turn cool concept drawings like these into reality, because once they have our roadmap, they can finally make the trip. So what do you think? Who knew asphalt compaction mapping was actually a hot topic? With our new mix design module being the key to improving ancient city infrastructures, it will save lives, it will help with global warming, and it will even enable autonomous navigation. The head of a local paving contractor said to me recently, I thought all this stuff would come out of Germany or someplace. Who knew that all this high tech would come right out of Nashua? Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, David, for your presentation. Last but not least is Marcus Newberry, co-founder and chief operating officer at Driver Technologies, to present DriverCloud.
Hi, my name is Marcus Newberry. I'm co-founder, COO of Driver Technologies. At Driver Technologies, we're on a mission to make our roads safer because driving is dangerous. Road accidents in the US are the leading cause of death for anyone under the age of 54. And when you look globally, it's the only top 10 non-illness related cause of death that's not improving. Last year, accidents increased by 10%. And the vast majority of these accidents occur amongst the lower to middle income earners who don't have the financial means to acquire the latest and safest in-car technology. Today's cars are amazing. You look at the newest Mercedes or BMW or Teslas on the road. They have all the safety in them to save lives. If everyone was driving around in one of those cars, accidents would be virtually eradicated. But those cars only account for 10% of the cars on the road globally. The reality is that cars on the road today are 12 and a half years old and getting older on average. Safety is a right. That's what we believe at Driver Technologies. It's not a privilege. So we developed the Driver app. The Driver app is the #1 dash cam app in the world. 1 in 4 accidents today are caused by cell phone use in the car. So we take what was once a dangerous piece of technology and transform it into a life-saving tool. Our users simply download our app, and just like you see behind me in this video, mount their phone. We do the rest. 170 countries, users from 170 countries have downloaded our application because they understand the value that a dash cam can bring. Imagine you get in an accident and you've got an eyewitness there, a video that does not lie, that you can share with the other person involved in the accident, with law enforcement on scene. Most importantly, you can pass to your insurance company to expedite a claim and make things go faster so you get money back in your pocket quicker. Now, it's important for us to create an app that's more than a dash cam, and that's really what we are. We wanted to add features that encompass everything you need while you're on the road. So earlier this year, thanks to Forbes, we were able to announce our Driver Premium. For less than $5 a month, you get access to all of these features that you see behind me. We, of course, do video recording, both forward-facing, and a lot of our drivers are rideshare drivers or gig economy type drivers that are carrying around passengers, and they're concerned about their safety inside the vehicle. So simultaneously, we can record inside the vehicle for you as well. We offer telematics and coaching so that you can learn to be a safer and a better driver and more efficient on the road. We offer navigation, of course, a tool everyone needs on the road. We have roadside assistance nationwide through our partners at Honk. And gas discounts, substantial gas discounts through our national network provider, GasBuddy. Last but not least, I should say, we're trying to change the way you use your phone in the car and bring technology, democratize access to safety to anybody that has a cell phone. So we launched safety collision alerts. So we have forward collision alerts. Looking outside the vehicle right here in this clip, you can see kind of under the hood as to what's happening while you're running our app. While you're driving, we obviously launch a screensaver so it's not distracting, but you can see the power of our machine learning where we're identifying all the objects in a scene, putting bounding boxes around objects that are in your lane, assessing the distance all through the power of your phone. And that red box that illuminates behind me, you can see that's when you receive an audible alert as to when you might hit something that's in front of you. Similarly, we're looking inside the vehicle and assessing you for your attentiveness and drowsiness to the road. So we're looking at things like eye position, head angle, whether or not you're yawning. And if any of these attributes prove to be true, we send an audible alert your way. As soon as you correct that activity or that behavior, we go ahead and cease the alert. Now, most recently, and probably our biggest feature, and the reason I'm here talking to you today, is our DriverCloud. Now, all the trips that you take are live streamed and saved to your own personal DriverCloud. With one click, you can share any one of your trips, events, or accidents with a family, friend, boss, fleet manager, lawyer, law enforcement, or most importantly, your insurance company. Your insurance company can expedite claims like that with video, an eyewitness account of exactly what happened. There's no more he said, she said moments. Video doesn't lie. Development of our DriverCloud also enabled us to branch into the fleet management space. Traditionally, fleet management companies are leveraging the power of expensive aftermarket hardware that can be hundreds to thousands of dollars, plus the monthly expense of a fleet management back end. It's an enormous cost for a low-margin fleet operator to bear. Now, with zero upfront hardware costs and a nominal $10 a month fee per driver, you can have access to a fleet management back end that can scale rapidly. Our DriverCloud is an immensely powerful and versatile tool. It's web-based, and it's critical for us to be able to take our mission to the next level. Our mission is to make roads safer. We can't eliminate road accidents alone. There's plenty of companies and organizations in the industry that parallel our mission. We need their help, and we want to support them. Roadways are extensive, ever expanding, and changing and complex, and driving behavior around the world is no different. Our users are heroes. They help us crowdsource millions of miles of anonymized driving data that we can aggregate for critical insights without utilizing any personal identifiable information. We are so serious about protecting our users' identity and working with partners who share alongside our mission that we are eliminating raw footage completely and converting to simulation, as you see in this clip. We work with mapping companies who care about infrastructure changes and safer routing, cities who care about improving road safety and potholes or road obstructions in congested areas. We work with insurance companies who hope to distribute our technology to their insureds to keep their book of business safer and to help claims be expedited. I want to thank you for your attention today, and I hope you join our mission to keep roads safer and give our app a download. You can check us out at trydriver.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcus, and to all of our presenters. Now, the time you've all been waiting for. It is time to vote. Our judges have already voted, and now it's your time to add your vote. You can vote by scanning the QR code on the screen or by going to the link. The URL is pollev.com/NHTECH360. Voting will be open for 5 minutes and votes are limited to 1 per person. We will now start the live vote, which again will only be open for 5 minutes. While you vote, we invite you to learn more about the New Hampshire Tech Alliance and hear about our upcoming Innovation Summit.
Those are some incredibly exciting finalist presentations. So now, audience, we're leaning on you to help us determine the winner of Product of the Year. You can vote with the QR code or the URL on the bottom of this screen. I have with me Tom Daly and Paul Mailhot of Big Network, the presenting sponsor of Product of the Year, and also the presenting sponsor of our Innovation Summit, which is coming up on November 10th in Concord. The summit is focused on building New Hampshire's future through technology. We're going to take a look at what industries will shape New Hampshire's future, and there'll be something for everyone. We'll be breaking out into 3 tracks focused on biomed tech, startups, and economic development. We're excited for it to be in person this year and give everyone an opportunity to connect with the tech community. So Tom, what are you most excited for with this year's Innovation Summit?
Thanks, Julie. So I think New Hampshire has a really exciting tech ecosystem. It's vibrant, it's growing, but it's not without some challenges. And one of the challenges that comes to my mind is sometimes we just don't know what's here. There's a lot of exciting companies that are in New Hampshire, and we need to know more about them. So opportunities like the Innovation Summit give us a place to showcase the work that we have going on inside the state, look for new opportunities to collaborate in and amongst our companies and work together. Particularly at the Innovation Summit, we're going to hear from 3 pretty cool speakers. So some examples. Julie Lenser from Army Biofat is going to be telling us about how regenerative manufacturing can transform healthcare. And Sam Evans-Brown from Clean Energy NH is going to tell us about new opportunities for energy sources that can drive our economy and comfort in our homes. And then Jeremy Grimmett from Rogue Space Systems is going to be telling us about how New Hampshire is stepping up to participate in the new space economy. So I can't wait to hear from these speakers and learn what they're up to in the state. You know, humans are wired to connect, and it's why events like the Innovation Summit matters. It's going to get us all back together in person. We can hear from these great speakers how we're going to collaborate together, and it's why Big Network likes to sponsor these types of events in New Hampshire.
And we love that you like to sponsor these events, Tom. So Paul, what are you most excited for?
I'm really looking forward to Entrepreneur of the Year. This is an exciting event every time we do it. Annually, we select an entrepreneur. And this year, I've got the privilege of being on the committee, the selection committee for this year's winner. We've had a number of applications come in that we've been reviewing, and we're down to 3 finalists, which we'll be selecting soon. This is a very prestigious award, and I'm really, really proud to be part of it.
Yeah, I'm incredibly excited to see who this year's winners will be as well. Now, to Tom's point, I also really value this idea of connectedness and building community. So not only is the Innovation Summit an opportunity for our audience and anyone who's plugged into the Alliance to do that, but also all of the Alliance programming throughout the year is an opportunity to do just that. So if you're watching here today, you've already cast your vote and you're looking for something to do, I also encourage you to go on nhtechalliance.org and sign up for our newsletter so that you can get a good understanding of what types of events we're doing. Our events calendar is also comprehensive, and it includes all of any tech events that's happening in New Hampshire. So if there is something in the tech ecosystem that you want to know about, the Alliance is that one-stop shop for you to learn about what's happening, connect with your peers, and really plug into some exciting networking opportunities. So for you in the audience, we have about 1.5 minutes left for you to vote. So if you have a favorite and you really want to ensure that they take home the title of Product of the Year tonight, I encourage you to text your friends, call your friends, and if you don't have any friends, please sign up for our newsletter and come to some of our events and make some. So thank you all so much. We had a wonderful time recording this. We're looking forward to seeing some of you at Tupelo Music Hall for the in-person networking event after. Again, sign up for that newsletter and join us all on November 10th. Thanks so much.
The votes have all been tallied, and I am joined here by Paul Mailhot from Big Network, who will announce this year's winner.
Great. Congratulations to everybody. And it's my privilege to announce the winner from TU3 from Mikros Technologies. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Well done. Well done. Here is for you.
All right. Should I say something?
Yeah.
Wow, this is quite an honor. Several people that we want to thank. First of all, there's a team of people sitting in Claremont, New Hampshire on River Road, and I am so thankful to work with you all. You do a tremendous job, and this couldn't be done. Nothing we do would be done without you. To the leadership team, to Brian, Ken, Jesse, and Javier, thank you so much for having such a great vision for the company and being a joy to work with. There are great things to come for this company. I especially want to thank Javier Valenzuela. Javier, 30 years ago, you started a company to be an innovative engineering company, but you more wanted it to be a good place to work, and you have succeeded. And I hope we can carry that tradition on for the next 30, 60, 90 years. We also want to thank our partners at AMD who worked so closely with us on this, the engineers and the managers there. It's been a delight to work with. I especially want to thank Travis Kegel, who is a rock star of a thermal engineer. And has seen this from the ground up, because turns out there was a TU1 and a TU2. And Travis has seen us all the way through. So Travis, thank you for so much for everything. And to everyone who has supported Mikros throughout the years, we're so glad to be a part of all of this work in thermal management for the future. And to the team at the New Hampshire Technology Alliance, thanks for including us and helping to coach us through this process, and it's really an honor to receive this award this year, so thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations once again for being the 2022 Product of the Year winner. And thank you for joining us today, everyone at home. We hope you enjoyed learning a little more about the innovation coming out of this state in New Hampshire. Thank you again to all our finalists, sponsors, and volunteers, and have a great night. Thank you.
Wow.